Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare Jefferson nickels that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we're going to explore one of the most sought after coins in American numismatics, the United States 5-cent coin from 1974. While you might think of this coin as just another piece of everyday currency, it's actually packed with rich history, intriguing design details, and some surprising collector appeal. Stick with me until the end, because we'll also reveal just how much this small 5-cent coin could be worth today. Let's start by taking a trip back in time, to 1974. The United States was in the midst of significant political and economic changes. The country had recently emerged from the turbulence of the 1960s, with the Vietnam War winding down and the Watergate scandal unfolding. These events cast a long shadow over the American public. Meanwhile, inflation was on the rise, and the country was feeling the pinch of rising gas prices, as the 1973 oil embargo hit the U.S. economy hard. In the midst of these uncertain times, the United States Mint continued its job of producing coins for everyday transactions, but something interesting was happening with the 5-cent coin in 1974. The design of the coin was being scrutinized, with new designs being considered. At the time, the 5-cent coin was still using the familiar design featuring Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, on the obverse. However, the reverse side of the coin still showed a simple depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. The 1974 5-cent coin represents a period when the mint was considering making changes to its coinage. However, despite these considerations, the coin's design remained the same for this year. This stability in the coin's design, in a time of change and uncertainty, made the 1974 5-cent coin an interesting piece of history to collect. Now, let's take a closer look at the design itself. The obverse side of the 1974 5-cent coin features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, a founding father and a key figure in American history. The design is based on the famous bust of Jefferson created by artist Rembrandt Peale in 1800, and it has been used on the 5-cent coin since 1938. Jefferson's likeness is surrounded by the words "Liberty" and the year of minting, 1974, along with the phrase, "In God We Trust." Turning the coin over, we see the reverse side, which depicts Monticello, the plantation home of Thomas Jefferson. Monticello is an architectural masterpiece and symbolizes Jefferson's legacy. The design was originally created by Felix Schlag, and it has been a staple of the 5-cent coin since 1938 as well. The words "E pluribus unum," out of many, one, and "United States of America" encircle the image of Monticello, while 5 cents appears directly below it. The reverse design of this coin is a tribute to the history and achievements of one of America's most revered figures. However, what really makes this coin stand out today is its historical context and its rarity. Although the 5-cent coin from 1974 was minted in significant numbers, over 800 million coins were produced in both Philadelphia and Denver, the reality is that few of them have survived in pristine condition. Most of these coins were used in daily transactions, resulting in heavy wear and tear. Over time, many coins were either lost or degraded to the point where they no longer hold any significant value. For coin collectors, the condition of a coin is one of the most important factors in determining its value. The 1974 5-cent coin, in particular, is highly sought after in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in circulation and shows no signs of wear. These coins are typically found in mint sets, which are special sets of coins sold directly by the U.S. Mint. When you find a 1974 5-cent coin in uncirculated condition, it can be a true treasure, but there's more to the story. Some of the 1974 5-cent coins have unique features that make them even more valuable to collectors. One of the most significant variants involves the coin's composition. In 1974, the U.S. Mint was still using the traditional nickel-copper alloy for most of its coins, but there were some subtle differences in the metal mixture during the minting process. In certain cases, This could cause slight variations in the color or appearance of the coin, adding to its uniqueness. Another interesting aspect to consider is the possibility of minting errors. Mistakes during the minting process, such as double strikes or off-center strikes, can result in one-of-a-kind coins that hold tremendous value. Error coins are particularly prized in the collector community because they are rare and often tell a story about the imperfections of the minting process. If you're lucky enough to find a 1974 5-cent coin with an error or an unusual feature, you might be looking at a coin that is worth much more than its face value. These coins can sell for significantly higher prices, depending on their rarity and condition. So, how much could a 1974 5-cent coin be worth today? Well, the value of a standard, uncirculated 1974 5-cent coin can range from a few dollars to a couple of $100s, depending on its condition. However, if you happen to find one of those rare variants or error coins, the value skyrockets. In fact, some 1974 5-cent coins have been known to sell for as much as $57,000, that's right, $57,000. For a single 5-cent coin. Who would have thought that such a small piece of currency could hold so much value? If you happen to stumble upon one of these coins in your collection or during your coin hunting adventures, be sure to have it evaluated by a professional. It could be worth a small fortune, so, next time you find yourself digging through old coin jars or browsing a coin shop, keep an eye out for the 1974 5-cent coin. You never know what you might find, and you might just be holding onto a valuable piece of American history. Top 2, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of rare coins. If you're a coin collector or just someone who appreciates the rich history behind these small pieces of metal, you're in for a real treat. In this video, we're going to explore a coin that many people overlook but that has a rich history and incredible collector appeal. The 1973 5-cent coin from the United States. At first glance, you might think, it's just another nickel. But trust me, there's so much more to the 1973 5-cent coin than meets the eye. Whether you have one sitting in your pocket, your coin jar, or buried deep in your collection, this coin could be far more valuable than you think. So stick with me until the end, and we'll reveal the surprising value of this 5-cent piece that could be worth a small fortune today. Before we get into the coin's design and value, let's first take a step back and look at the historical context surrounding this coin. The year 1973 was a pivotal one in American history. The United States was facing several important challenges. The Vietnam War had just ended, the Watergate scandal was looming over the political landscape, and the country was experiencing economic turbulence. The early 1970s were also a time of significant change for the U.S. economy. In 1973, the oil embargo had a massive impact, causing gas prices to soar, and inflation began to rise. The U.S. Mint, however, was hard at work producing the everyday coins needed to sustain the economy during these tough times. The 1973 5-cent coin, or the nickel as it's commonly known, was part of this essential coinage, circulating alongside other familiar denominations. Despite the economic turmoil, the 1973 nickel was largely seen as a stable and everyday coin. Little did anyone know, this coin would later become an intriguing piece of American history, catching the attention of collectors in the years that followed. Now, let's take a closer look at the design of the 1973 nickel, because it's here that we start to uncover what makes this coin so unique. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Jefferson, a founding father and author of the Declaration of Independence, is a central figure in American history. His portrait on the nickel has been a long-standing tradition, dating back to 1938. The design you see today was created by the artist Felix Schlag, who won a competition in 1938 to design the coin. Jefferson's image on the obverse is surrounded by the inscription, Liberty, the year of minting, 1973, and the phrase, In God We Trust, which is a reminder of the country's values. Jefferson's likeness is based on a famous portrait by the artist Rembrandt Peale, which is known for its dignified and thoughtful depiction of the founding father. Turning the coin over, we find the reverse side, which is just as interesting. The reverse features an image of Monticello, the home of Thomas Jefferson in Virginia. Monticello is not just a beautiful estate, it's a symbol of Jefferson's legacy and his passion for architecture and design. The reverse of the nickel has remained unchanged since 1938, and it's one of the most recognizable coin designs in the United States. Beneath the image of Monticello, the coin is inscribed with the words, United States of America, e pluribus unum, and 5 cents. These inscriptions remind us of the unity of the nation and the denomination of the coin, which was a staple of everyday transactions for Americans. At first glance, the 1973 5-cent coin may seem like a simple, unremarkable piece of currency. However, it's the historical context and the circumstances surrounding its production that make this coin interesting. The United States Mint produced these coins in large quantities in 1973. Over 800 million 5-cent pieces were minted in Philadelphia and Denver. But here's where things get interesting. As with most coins, many of these 5-cent pieces were used in circulation and became worn down over time. As a result, most of the coins you'll come across today will be in poor condition, with heavy wear and damage. However, finding a 1973 nickel in uncirculated condition, meaning it has never been used in commerce and remains in pristine shape, is an exciting discovery. Uncirculated 1973 5-cent coins are much rarer and, as you can imagine, they hold far more value in the coin collecting world. The key to any rare coin's value is its condition, and the 1973 nickel is no exception. A coin that has been carefully preserved and kept in perfect shape can fetch a much higher price than a heavily circulated one. In addition to condition, the 1973 5-cent coin also has some interesting variants that make it even more desirable to collectors. One of the most important factors is the composition of the coin. In 1973, the U.S. Mint used a copper-nickel alloy for the nickel, and this composition is part of what gives the coin its distinct look and feel. However, slight variations in the metal content or minor errors in the minting process can result in coins that stand out from the rest. Minting errors are a big deal in the world of coin collecting. A coin that has been struck twice, or has a misaligned design, is much rarer and more valuable. The 1973 nickel, despite its common circulation, has occasionally been found with such errors. These coins, known as error coins, are highly prized by collectors because they are unique and tell a story about the minting process. If you happen to come across a 1973 5-cent coin with a minting error, you could have a valuable piece on your hands. So, just how much could the 1973 5-cent coin be worth today? For a standard, uncirculated 1973 nickel in excellent condition, you can expect it to fetch anywhere from a few dollars to a couple of $100s, depending on its exact grade. However, if you find one with a minting error or a particularly unique feature, the value can skyrocket. Some of the most prized 1973 5-cent coins have sold for as much as $58,000, that's right, $58,000 for a single nickel. Imagine finding one of these coins tucked away in an old coin jar, or perhaps in a collection passed down through generations. It could be worth far more than you ever expected. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone with a casual interest in coins, the 1973 5-cent coin is a reminder that even the smallest pieces of currency can carry significant value. So, next time you find yourself sifting through your coin collection or checking out coins at a flea market, keep an eye out for the 1973 nickel. With its rich history, timeless design, and collector appeal, this coin might just be the hidden gem you've been looking for. Top 3. We're diving into a hidden gem in the world of numismatics, the United States 5-cent coin from 1988. While this nickel may look like just another coin from the late 80s, there's so much more to it than meets the eye. From its historical background to its unique design, this coin is a true collector's treasure. So, stick around until the end of this video to learn just how much this small, seemingly insignificant coin could be worth today. Before we jump into the design and the value of the 1988 5-cent coin, let's set the stage. The year 1988 was a significant time in the United States, not just for the country's politics, but also for its economy. Ronald Reagan was serving his second term as president, and the country was enjoying a period of relative peace and prosperity. The Cold War was still ongoing, though there were signs of change in the air, especially with the growing influence of Gorbachev in the Soviet Union. At home, the economy was on the rebound after the early 1980s recession, with consumer confidence rising and the job market showing signs of improvement, but the coinage of 1988 had an important role to play during this period of economic stability. The United States Mint was busy producing coins that would circulate widely in everyday transactions, and the 1988 5-cent coin was no exception. However, what makes this particular nickel stand out today is its unique characteristics, which we'll explore in just a moment. Let's begin with the coin's design, because this is where things start to get interesting. On the obverse side of the 1988 nickel, you'll find a well-known and iconic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Jefferson's likeness has been featured on the 5-cent coin since 1938, and his image continues to symbolize the ideals of freedom and democracy that he championed during his lifetime. This design, which was created by artist Felix Schlag, is based on a famous portrait of Jefferson painted by Rembrandt Peale in 1800. Surrounding Jefferson's portrait on the obverse are the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year of minting, 1988. The phrase, "liberty," stands as a testament to the ideals on which the United States was founded, while, "in God we trust," reinforces the country's spiritual heritage. On the reverse side of the 1988 5-cent coin, we find an equally iconic design, the image of Monticello, the grand plantation home of Thomas Jefferson in Virginia. Monticello is a powerful symbol of Jefferson's legacy and his contributions to the country's development, both as a politician and an architect. The design of Monticello on the reverse was also created by Felix Schlag, and it has appeared on the 5-cent coin since 1938. Beneath the building is the inscription E pluribus unum, out of many, one, which reflects the nation's unity, as well as the words United States of America and 5 cents, indicating the coin's denomination. Though the design of the 1988 nickel might seem standard when compared to other coins, it holds a particular significance in the broader context of American coinage. The United States Mint had been producing these coins in large numbers for decades, and while most of them were used for everyday purchases, there was something special about the 1988 version that would make it an attractive piece for collectors down the road. Now, let's talk about rarity, because that's where the true value of this coin lies. The 1988 nickel, much like other coins of the era, was produced in large quantities to meet the demands of the economy. In fact, the United States Mint produced millions of these coins in both Philadelphia and Denver, ensuring that they were widely circulated. Because of this, most 1988 5-cent coins are not rare. They were used for years in everyday transactions, and many of them have become worn down, with scratches, discoloration, and signs of heavy use. However, as is the case with any collectible coin, the value lies in the condition. For the 1988 5-cent coin, uncirculated examples, coins that have never been used in commerce and are still in pristine, mint condition, are highly sought after. These coins are much rarer than their worn counterparts, and their value increases significantly as a result. Finding a 1988 nickel in uncirculated condition is a collector's dream, and these pristine examples can fetch a significantly higher price in the market. In addition to the standard uncirculated coins, there are also rare variants and error coins that add even more excitement to the mix. Minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or incorrect composition, can make a coin unique and highly valuable. If you come across a 1988 nickel with a noticeable minting error, you could be holding a coin that is worth far more than its face value. But what about the actual value of a 1988 5-cent coin today? Well, if you have an uncirculated 1988 nickel in excellent condition, you might be looking at a coin worth a few dollars to a couple of $100s. However, if you happen to find one with a rare minting error or unique features, the value could soar. Some of the most sought-after 1988 5-cent coins have been known to sell for as much as $44,000, yes, you heard that right, $44,000 for a single nickel. It might sound unbelievable, but it's true. This small coin, which originally had a face value of just 5 cents, can now be worth an incredible amount, depending on its rarity and condition. If you're lucky enough to find one of these rare variants or error coins, you could be holding a valuable piece of American history. So, what should you do if you come across a 1988 5-cent coin in your collection? First, examine it closely. Look for signs of wear, and check for any unusual features or errors. If the coin appears to be in uncirculated condition or has a minting error, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional. You may just have a rare find on your hands. In conclusion, the 1988 5-cent coin is more than just a piece of currency, it's a part of American history. Its design, historical significance, and rarity make it a sought-after coin in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just someone interested in learning more about rare coins, the 1988 nickel is a coin you won't want to overlook. And who knows? You might just be sitting on a small fortune. Top 4, we're going to take a deep dive into the fascinating world of the 1972 5-cent coin from the United States. While it might look like just another nickel, there's more to this coin than you might think. From its historical significance to its current value, this little piece of currency has captured the attention of collectors across the globe. The year 1972 was a remarkable one in American history, and its impact stretches far beyond the political and social events of the time. It was a year of growth, challenge, and change. The United States was still reeling from the effects of the Vietnam War and the civil rights movements that had shaped the previous decade. The country was in the midst of a turbulent yet transformative period, with social changes influencing many aspects of American life. On the global stage, the U.S. was still involved in the Cold War, navigating its political and economic interests. At the same time, the economy was continuing to evolve. The early 1970s saw a growing shift in the American financial landscape, which was beginning to feel the pressures of inflation. Gas prices were beginning to climb, and the economy was slowly moving into a period of uncertainty that would eventually lead to the 1973 oil crisis. Despite these economic shifts, the United States Mint was still hard at work, producing coins that would circulate in the daily lives of Americans. One of those coins was the 1972 5-cent piece, what we commonly refer to as the nickel. Now, let's focus on the coin itself. The design of the 1972 5-cent coin features elements that have remained largely unchanged for decades, making it instantly recognizable to anyone familiar with U.S. coinage. On the obverse of the coin, you'll find a familiar image: Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Jefferson, one of the founding fathers and the author of the Declaration of Independence, has been a fixture on the nickel since 1938. His portrait was created by the artist Felix Schlag, and the design has been a mainstay of the nickel ever since. The portrait on the 1972 nickel is based on an original painting by Rembrandt Peale, and it captures Jefferson in a dignified and thoughtful manner. Surrounding the portrait are the words "Liberty," which reflects the ideals on which the United States was founded, along with the phrase, "In God We Trust," which has appeared on U.S. coins since 1864. The year 1972 is also inscribed on the obverse, letting us know the year the coin was minted. Turning to the reverse side of the coin, you'll see an image of Monticello, the stately home of Thomas Jefferson in Virginia. Monticello is a symbol of Jefferson's legacy, representing his love of architecture and his vision for a young, growing America. The design of Monticello on the reverse has been in place since 1938, and it continues to be one of the most recognizable features of U.S. coinage. Beneath the image of Monticello are the inscriptions: United States of America, e pluribus unum, out of many, 1, and 5 cents, denoting the coin's denomination. The reverse design of the 1972 nickel is simple yet elegant, capturing the essence of Jefferson's vision for the nation while also serving as a reminder of the country's unity and its rich history. While the design of the 1972 nickel may seem like a familiar and stable part of American coinage, the story of this coin is far from ordinary. To understand its current value, we need to look at its history and rarity. In 1972, the U.S. Mint produced millions of 5-cent coins to meet the needs of everyday commerce. Coins were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, with billions of nickels being produced to help fuel the growing economy. Despite the high mintage numbers, most of the 1972 nickels you come across today will show signs of heavy circulation. After all, these coins were designed for everyday use, and many of them were spent and exchanged countless times. Over the years, they've become worn and tarnished from being used in countless transactions. However, for collectors, the true value lies in finding a 1972 nickel that is in pristine, uncirculated condition. Uncirculated 1972 nickels, which have never been used in commerce, are far rarer than their circulated counterparts. These coins are typically in much better condition, with little to no wear or discoloration. Finding a 1972 nickel in such pristine condition is a rare and exciting discovery for any coin collector. When coins are stored properly and kept away from wear and tear, they hold on to their value much better, and their price can increase significantly as a result. In addition to the uncirculated coins, there are also some variations of the 1972 5-cent piece that have become highly sought after by collectors. Minting errors are a big deal in the world of numismatics, and the 1972 nickel is no exception. Some 1972 nickels have been discovered with unique features, such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or other rare errors that make them more valuable. Minting errors can drastically increase a coin's value because they are so rare and unique. These error coins are prized by collectors and can fetch much higher prices than a standard issue, but let's get to the exciting part. What is the 1972 5-cent coin actually worth today? For the average 1972 nickel in good condition, you might only see a value of a few cents to a couple of dollars. However, the value of a 1972 nickel can skyrocket if the coin is uncirculated or if it has a rare minting error. Some of the most valuable examples of the 1972 5-cent coin have been known to sell for as much as $59,000, that's right, $59,000 for a single nickel. It may sound unbelievable, but the truth is that this small coin has incredible collector appeal, and its value has increased significantly over the years. Whether it's due to the rarity of uncirculated coins, the presence of a minting error, or just the historical significance of the coin itself, the 1972 5-cent coin is a prized possession in the numismatic world. So, what should you do if you think you might have a valuable 1972 nickel? The first step is to carefully inspect the coin. Look for any signs of wear or damage, and check for any unique features that could indicate a minting error. If you think your coin might be a rare find, it's worth getting it appraised by a professional. With the right condition and the right features, you could be holding a coin that is worth much more than its original face value. In conclusion, the 1972 5-cent coin may seem like just another nickel, but its value in the world of coin collecting is anything but ordinary. From its historical design to its rarity and potential for minting errors, this coin is a true gem for collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just someone who stumbled upon this coin in your change jar, the 1972 nickel is one worth keeping an eye on. Top 5 and last rare cent, we have a special treat for you. We're diving into the fascinating story behind the United States 5-cent coin from 1985. At first glance, it might just look like another common nickel, but if you dig deeper into its background, design, and value, you'll see there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. By the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much the 1985 5-cent coin could be worth, and why collectors are so eager to get their hands on one. Let's start by taking a step back and exploring the historical context of 1985. The world was going through significant changes, and the United States was no exception. It was the middle of the 1980s, and Ronald Reagan was in his second term as president. The Cold War was still ongoing, but there was a sense of optimism in the air. The American economy was booming, and consumer confidence was high. At the same time, the technology industry was beginning to flourish, setting the stage for the digital revolution that would come in the years ahead. For all the political and economic changes, the U.S. Mint continued to produce the coins that fueled the everyday transactions of Americans. Among these coins was the 1985 5-cent piece, also known as the nickel. While it was designed for circulation and typically used in small transactions, this coin has gained significant attention over the years, and its value has increased as a result of its rarity and unique characteristics. Now let's dive into the design of the 1985 nickel. The obverse, or front side, of the coin features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. Jefferson has been depicted on the nickel since 1938, and his image represents the core values of the nation: freedom, democracy, and the pursuit of justice. The portrait on the 1985 coin was created by artist Felix Schlag, and it's based on a painting of Jefferson by Rembrandt Peale, which dates back to 1800. The obverse also includes the inscription, Liberty, which is a tribute to the nation's founding ideals, and the motto, In God We Trust, a reflection of the country's spiritual foundation. Of course, the year 1985 is also inscribed, letting us know the coin's exact date of minting. On the reverse side of the 1985 nickel, you'll find an image of Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's plantation home in Virginia. Monticello is an enduring symbol of Jefferson's legacy as both a political leader and an architect, and it has graced the reverse of the nickel since 1938. Below the image of Monticello, you'll see the phrase, United States of America, along with the national motto, E pluribus unum, out of many, one, and the words, 5 cents, indicating the coin's denomination. At first glance, the design of the 1985 nickel may appear to be the same as other nickels from the era, but its historical and collector significance runs much deeper. The U.S. Mint produced millions of 1985 5-cent coins to meet the needs of everyday commerce. These coins were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, and they were widely circulated across the country. However, over time, certain examples of the 1985 nickel have become rare, especially those in pristine condition or with unique characteristics. Now, let's take a closer look at the factors that make the 1985 nickel particularly special in the eyes of collectors. Although millions of these coins were produced, most of them have been used extensively in daily transactions. Over the years, these coins have been worn down, scratched, and discolored due to their circulation. Coins that have been in circulation for a long time can become damaged, making it more difficult to find one in excellent condition. But here's where the excitement lies for collectors. The 1985 nickel, like many coins from this era, has a much higher value when it is in uncirculated condition. Uncirculated coins have never been used in commerce and are in mint condition, free from wear and tear. These coins are much rarer than their circulated counterparts, and they are highly sought after by collectors. The value of an uncirculated 1985 5-cent coin can be significant, especially if the coin is well preserved and in near-perfect condition. In addition to the uncirculated coins, there are other unique features that can make the 1985 nickel even more valuable. Minting errors, such as off-center strikes, double strikes, or improperly aligned dies, can make a coin stand out from the rest. Collectors love these errors because they are rare and unique, and they can greatly increase the value of a coin. If you happen to come across a 1985 nickel with an unusual feature or minting error, you could be holding onto a very valuable piece of numismatic history. But the big question is, how much is the 1985 5-cent coin worth today? Well, the answer depends on the condition of the coin. For a typical 1985 nickel in circulated condition, you're looking at a value that is close to its face value, 5 cents. However, if the coin is uncirculated, its value can be significantly higher. Depending on the quality and condition, an uncirculated 1985 nickel can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to hundreds of dollars. But here's the exciting part: some of the rarest and most pristine examples of the 1985 5-cent coin, especially those with unique minting errors or special features, have been known to sell for as much as $47,000. Yes, you heard that correctly. $47,000 for a single 1985 nickel. This is what makes this coin so remarkable. While it was originally worth just 5 cents when it was minted, its value today has skyrocketed due to its rarity and the growing interest in rare and rarer coins. If you happen to have a 1985 5-cent coin in your collection or you come across one in your spare change, it's worth taking the time to examine it closely. Look for any signs of wear, minting errors, or other unique features that could increase its value. If the coin is in uncirculated condition or has a rare minting error, you may have a valuable treasure on your hands. In conclusion, the 1985 5-cent coin is much more than just a nickel. It's a piece of American history, a symbol of the nation's values, and a potential goldmine for collectors. From its historical significance to its design, and from its rarity to its impressive value, the 1985 nickel is a coin worth keeping an eye on. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with future coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!